In early 2024, the once bustling UAE military base at Eritrea's port of Asab fell eerily silent. For years it had been the UAE's launchpad for power in the Horn of Africa, its warplanes and warships fueling the Yemen conflict. Now the base was being quietly dismantled. No ceremony, no statements, just the steady removal of hardware under the cover of routine. Satellite images revealed the truth: hangars emptied, barracks stripped, and heavy-lift planes spiriting away equipment. The world was left to wonder, why would the UAE abandon such a prized asset so abruptly? The silence from both Abu Dhabi and Asmara only deepened the mystery. This was more than a military withdrawal. It was the end of a powerful alliance. The base's erasure hinted at a fundamental clash, one that money and diplomacy couldn't fix. The story of Asab is about ambition meeting its limit and sovereignty refusing to be bought. The silence spoke volumes about a broken pact. The Asab base was born in 2015 as the UAE sought a foothold for its Yemen campaign. Eritrea, isolated and under sanctions, saw a chance for investment and a way out of diplomatic exile. The deal was simple. The UAE got a strategic launchpad. Eritrea got promises of economic revival. The UAE transformed the sleepy port into a military powerhouse almost overnight. For a while, both sides benefited. Troops, drones, and warships flowed through Asab. But beneath the surface, expectations diverged. The UAE envisioned a long-term outpost. Eritrea saw a temporary, transactional deal. As the war raged, these conflicting visions set the stage for future conflict. The partnership, forged in urgency, was always on borrowed time. When the guns fell silent, the reckoning began. The UAE's foreign policy is built on control, 30-year leases, exclusive zones, and operational autonomy. At Asab, Abu Dhabi wanted more than access. It wanted to own the port's future. Emirati strategists saw Asab as a permanent anchor in the Red Sea, a symbol of their rising power. They pushed for a long-term deal, expecting Eritrea to accept as others had. But they misread their partner. Eritrea's foreign policy was shaped by a hard-won independence, not by economic desperation. The UAE's blueprint, so effective elsewhere, clashed with Eritrea's fierce commitment to sovereignty. What seemed like a logical transaction to Abu Dhabi was an existential threat to Asmara. The Emirati quest for control met an immovable object. The deal was doomed by a fundamental miscalculation. Control, it turned out, was not for sale. Eritrea's identity is rooted in a 30-year struggle for independence. Its leadership's guiding principle: absolute sovereignty, no foreign bases, no exceptions. The UAE's demand for a 30-year lease was seen as neo-colonialism, a betrayal of Eritrea's hard-won freedom. Temporary partnership was acceptable. Permanent control was unthinkable. For Eritrea, sovereignty was non-negotiable, a red line drawn in stone. The world saw isolation. Eritrea saw self-reliance and pride. No amount of money could buy what Eritrea valued most. The UAE's transactional approach clashed with Eritrea's existential imperative. The alliance was doomed by irreconcilable philosophies. Eritrea would be a partner, never a protectorate. The base at Asab became a symbol of this unyielding stance. The clash was inevitable and final. The UAE promised Eritrea a wave of economic transformation, modern ports, jobs, highways, and energy. But as time passed, these promises faded. Initial aid arrived, but major projects stalled or vanished. Eritrea saw the UAE prioritizing military needs, neglecting its economic commitments. Trust eroded, disappointment grew. The UAE's focus shifted to bigger markets like Ethiopia and Somaliland. Investments meant for Eritrea were quietly redirected. Unfulfilled promises shattered any hope for a long-term deal. The alliance's foundation crumbled, making a breakup inevitable. By 2019, the Yemen war was winding down, and the UAE's priorities shifted. Asab's main purpose, as a war hub, was gone, turning it into an expensive liability. The UAE's attention moved to Ethiopia, a far larger and more promising partner. Investments poured into Ethiopia, while Eritrea was sidelined. The UAE also expanded in Somaliland, Somalia, and Djibouti, building a flexible network of ports. Eritrea was no longer essential. The strategic logic that made Asab vital in 2015 had vanished. The UAE was unwilling to pay for a base it no longer needed. The shifting regional landscape sealed Asab's fate. Eritrea was left behind as the UAE moved on. The UAE's departure from Asab was swift and silent. No farewells, no statements, just cargo planes and trucks removing the last traces of a once mighty base. Satellite images showed the systematic dismantling hangars emptied, equipment shipped out. The base was erased from the landscape, its story ending in shadows. This secretive exit reflected the UAE's new, low-profile approach to foreign policy. Even as it left Eritrea, Abu Dhabi was building new outposts elsewhere. For Eritrea, the quiet withdrawal confirmed its worldview. Foreign partnerships are fleeting. The dismantled base became a monument to self-reliance and skepticism. When interests changed, promises meant little. The ghost base of Asab was a hard lesson in realpolitik. The UAE's exit from Eritrea was the result of a clash between ambition and independence. The UAE's model, expansion through control, met Eritrea's doctrine of absolute sovereignty. No amount of wealth could bridge this divide. Eritrea's refusal to trade its freedom, even for prosperity, doomed the partnership. Unkept promises only deepened Eritrea's distrust of foreign powers. The story of Asab is a lesson. Power and money have limits. Some nations will not sell what they hold most dear. In a world of shifting alliances, Eritrea's choice stands out. Sovereignty for some is priceless. The silent, dismantled base is a testament to that choice. Eritrea chose to remain poor but proud, rather than compromise its hard-won independence.